Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm here today again with the prince, and I want to continue to share my process in bringing him to life. Okay, so I hope you guys aren't too alarmed. You're looking at the tummy of the prince, and he's got a bunch of green stuff on him, right? Well, this is my process, guys. I told you I am unorthodox. I choose to sculpt in the Super Sculpey. I don't use the monster clay, and it's just my way of doing things. Like I said, I'm self-taught, and this is how I program my brain to respond. What you're seeing here, these are stress fractures that I filled in, and it's an air dry clay that I've used on every single one of my full bodies, and it reinforces, so it's kind of good when it does crack in areas, because then I can reinforce it with the clay. The clay, it dries in minutes. Well, no, actually it takes about an hour for a good dry, but it's a mixture with water, and it's after it's baked, of course. And I see the tiny crack lines, and I have to get in there and basically chisel it out. For example, right here, there's again a stress fracture, and I'm gonna go in here with my trusty X-Acto blade, and I literally create at a beveled edge a little canyon. And you can see it is the beginning of a crack. And I do the same thing on the other end. At an angle, I bevel in to create a little canyon, just like that. And I make sure that it's not a straight up edge. It has to be beveled at an angle. So when I add my air dry clay, it will blend right in. So I basically just look everywhere to find whatever tiny fractures there are. And they develop before I get ready to ship them, which will be on the weekend. I just have to make sure that every one of these, again here, I see a tiny one here. Okay, so I got to get in there and again, bevel, bevel. So it crack. It's the beginnings of a crack. So once that's closed in, it's never going to crack in that area. He is a heavy boy. I don't know how much he weighs, but this is certainly the heaviest full body I've ever done, the biggest. But you know me, I love a challenge. I love a challenge. Yep. So yeah, you see that? It's like at an angle. You think, oh my God, she's cutting it away. No, there's a method to my madness. Yep. Push it away. So every little one, that's not one, that's the line I created. It's the line I created. Okay, here's another little one right here. It's a very tedious process, guys. You see that when I chip away at that, how the other side just sort of lifts, because that was a stress fracture. And if I remove all the stress fractures, I can feel a lot more comfortable with him making the trip. And when I ship them, my goodness, I literally had to buy about $100 worth of I guess it's like a padding that you would put to make a couch or something. The real thick green padding is probably about 4 inches thick, that I line the box with. I surround him with a bubble and diapers and tissue and everything. This boy is probably twice the size after I'm finished. He's totally, completely mummified. But okay, so that's now open. Okay, look at that little one there. That little one's trying to happen. So I open it up. Again, at an angle. If I went on and it's straight, it's not gonna work. It has to be at an angle to blend in with the the level. Here's another one. Get in here. That's a stress level. That's a stress fracture. See that? That's the way. Just like that. Okay, guys. You know I'm a southpaw, but I can be ambidextrous when I'm ready. That means work with both hands. As a child, I actually broke my arm in elementary school on a swing because I wanted it to go higher. And it was at that point where I was able to start using both my hands. So there's certain things actually that I can only do with my right hand, which is really weird. But again, my whole brain is weird, so. But yeah, so again, I'm gonna get in there at an angle. Yeah, so any of those people that are freaking out right now, oh, she's destroying, no. I'm literally reinforcing him. So he will make the trip to my master mold maker in one piece. It's always scary to wait for him to get there. It just takes me back to the days when we were doing a one-of-a-kinds with every shipment, because they were all, I was working in super sculpting, and actually super sculpting and Fimo combined. And as you know, those clays are very fragile, so it was nerve-wracking every single time. So that's why I love the silicone. We don't have that stress level anymore. Okay, so I think for his chest area, I think we pretty much got those spots. Okay, so now, one moment, stand by. Now, guys, I whip out my trusty Epoxy Sculpt. You put both parts together, a little bit one, a little bit the other. They come together and they create magic. So let me just get a little bit from one side, get an equal amount from the other side. Just make sure they're equal amounts. And I do a lot of eyeballing like I do when I cook. So that looks to be about the same. Yeah, maybe a type more. Okay. Okay, now we mix it together. Mix. Make sure it's nice and even. Okay. I think that's ready. Alrighty, now, yeah, this process, because the little cracks appear, as you can see, it was quite a few of them, but I'm not alarmed at all because this is how it works. This is just how it works. I suppose there wouldn't be this issue if I chose the monster clay, but that's not what I do. I do my own thing. Okay, so here we go. So I'm using a tiny little bit. Okay. I spread it right into the hole, into the canyon I created, and spread it evenly. Spread it evenly. I want to get it right there. So the reason why I bevel the edge so it just blends into. If I had just made a straight cut line, it would literally just create a line, okay? So I've done it, I beveled it, so it blends, all the edges blend. As you can see, it just blended right in. So there's no delineation. Okay, here's another one. Let's put it in here. for now. Again, right here, tiny spot. Here, push it into. Bring it in there. Just press it in there really well. Yep. And get another one here. Yeah. It's not pretty, guys, but we have to go through this to end up with the beautiful. Okay, so see we can add just a tiny bit more here. So add a little bit more. This clay starts to set pretty fast, so okay, now gonna get in here with a little bit of water. Get my hands all wet, and now we're gonna do the smoothing thing. We're gonna smooth. And when we're smoothing, making sure that I'm blending it right into that beveled edge. So it's not rounded, it has to be perfectly smooth. So you can see, smoothing out already, okay? Okay, next spot. That spot will never crack again, guaranteed. Tissue. And again, this spot. Pushing it in. Push it. Pressure. A little pressure on that. And side to side. Really get that blend. Really get that in. Make sure all of these edges just blend into the clay. Yep. And we go up here. Okay. Okay, I can see, looks like we can need to add a little bit more in that pocket. A little bit more. That's what's a bit too much. Press it in there, make sure it's nice and smooth, side to side. There should be no edges. Absolutely no edges. He will be flawless once cast. This is the ugly side of sculpting. But I think if you guys see this, you'll have a deeper appreciation for the effort that we artists put into creating these babies for you. This is the first time I'm sharing so much of my craft. Everything happens in its time, and the time is just right. Yeah. My technique doesn't work for everybody, obviously. Everybody has their own way, but there'll be some that will go, okay. So that's how I do it. A bit unconventional, but it's me. A few years ago, I did a few, I did some sculpting classes, and I've been offered quite a few times. I remember years ago at IDEX, I met an Australian artist, and she offered for me to fly to Australia for 10 days, all expenses paid, to do a seminar. And I love Australia, never been there, but oh my God, it's so beautiful. I literally turned her down because I didn't want to give away any of my secrets like that. But all these years later, I know that I can share certain information that's just going to be helpful to some people. And I've just grown a lot since then. Of course, now I wish I would have taken her up on that trip, all expenses paid, to beautiful Australia, but oh well. It is what it is. I've also done classes here. Actually, I've done 2, maybe 3 sculpting classes, and to be honest, it's really not my thing, guys. I kind of get a little frustrated. I find, and especially the first 2 cases, that there are people in the class, they're supposed to be, have some sort of knowledge, but what do you give them a quiz before? And they like have no idea of sculpting. And so I feel like I have to spend so much time. I have to spend so much time with those people that need my help so much, but it's not fair to the others who have paid the equal amount, yet they're not getting the same attention. And so I tried to limit the classes to just a few people, and even with that, I found that it wasn't enough. So there's only so much of myself that I can spread around. So it's just not my thing, really. And if I can use this format to express my thoughts, then this is gonna work. Okay. So, won't be doing any sculpting seminars or anything in the near future. But this seems to be this will suffice. This will suffice. But, okay, so there you go. So that's all blended in there. All blended in there. Blend in there. And I think I covered it pretty good. So it's real important to make sure that's completely flat. And then once it's dry, I will go over it with my sander and do the finishing on that. Yeah, this is really, it's really tedious, but it's so worth it to make sure that it gets to my mold maker intact and reinforced with this air hardening clay. This stuff is like literally like a rock. You cannot break this. Like, you cannot break this at all in all these spots. So, but yeah, the little cracks reveal themselves to me, and they say, fix me, I need help. And I go in there and I help and give it that little muscle it needs to make that trip to my mold maker. Okay, let's see here. Looks like we got a little something going on here. Okay. All right. Okay, so we got that covered. I kind of like what's going on there, so that's going to need to dry a little bit. I think this would be a good time for me to tell you another one of my interesting stories. Years ago, I was visiting one of my dealers, and some of you know that I created dolls for Ashton Drake Galleries, and those dolls that was the Destiny and Deshawn sculpts. Well, I'm sure you're all familiar with Oprah Winfrey. And about that time when I created those sculpts, the dolls were sent to Ashton Drake Galleries. And Oprah had a show named, well, she did a giveaway. She would give a giveaway, and sometimes she gave away dolls. And so her studio was in Chicago, and so was the Ashton Drake Galleries. And they came to, I had sent the dolls to Ashton Drake, and the producers from the Oprah Winfrey Show came over, and they wanted to select some dolls. Actually, the dolls weren't done. All they had was photos. There were a bunch of artists that presented the Ashton Drake had presented a lot of dolls from different artists, but they didn't actually have my dolls. All they had was photos. So here is a room full of dolls, and there's just this two photos of Destiny and Deshawn. They apparently loved Destiny and Deshawn. They were so impressed with them that they wanted me to appear on the Oprah Winfrey Show. I found out about this as I was visiting this dealer, and literally got a call while I was out picking up dinner. And she said, okay, you got to get back here now. I just got a call from a producer at the Oprah Winfrey Show, and they need to talk to you. We need to have a conference. We need a conference call or whatever. Okay, so I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Okay, and she actually said they're talking about you having to possibly take the red eye, right? You know, the red eye, that midnight flight to Georgia kind of thing. Take the red eye to Chicago. I was in Massachusetts at the time. And I was like, wait a minute, you got to be kidding me. Okay, getting on a red, what? So I'm like, oh my God, I'm not ready. What are you talking about? This is not even happening. She says, you need to get back here. We need to get on the phone with them, right? So I hastily returned, and we got on the phone. We got on the phone with the producers. Ashton Drake Galleries was on the line, and me and my dealer at the time. She was representing me, I guess. And so we're talking to them, and they were just so impressed. They were so impressed with my work. I guess they had Googled me and found all this stuff about me, and they loved my dolls, and they just thought that I'd be a great fit for the show, which they were going to be filming, by the way, guys, the next morning. Really? Okay. So so they're asking these questions, and one of the questions they asked me was, well, how much money have you made? Okay. So that kind of threw me, because no one's ever asked me how much money I've made. I have been interviewed by newspaper, magazine, the works, and never had to answer that question. So I'm like, so my dealer at the time, she's signaling to me like she wanted me to give him some crazy number, right? And I'm like, no, I'm just like doing the, the throat thing. Like, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. And so it turns out the name of that show that they wanted me to be in, many of you have probably seen that episode, but it was called How I Made My Millions, guys. How I Made My Millions. They thought that I was already making the millions, right? I guess because of my in-depth, so much about me in Google and everything, they just thought. But I guess they never heard of a starving artist before. So of course, Ashton Drake was a bit upset because they felt like I was slighted. Obviously, I couldn't be on that show because literally I would have been on the show with you guys remember the guys, the Dippity Dots people, the ice cream. I would have been on a show with them, and basically, you know, people that have made millions and millions of dollars, and that was just not me. And so I jokingly said, get me on the show, and I bet you I will make $1 million, you know. But no, it was not meant to be, and I did not go on air, which it was just insane that I didn't even see how that was going to be happening, but apparently they moved like that. But yeah, that was, I always wanted to meet Oprah and everything, but I'm like, can a girl get some notice here, right? So it didn't work out. Ashton Drake thought, you know, I was given a shaft, but I didn't feel so at all. I mean, I would not have fit with the story. So they said, well, you know, maybe we can, you know, do something with you. We love you so much. We can do something with you at another time. But of course, you know, that never happened. But that was pretty cool, though. I was almost on the Oprah Winfrey show. Okay, so we are filled in here, guys. So I'm going to let this dry for a little bit. And as soon as it dries, I'm going to go in there and do some more sanding. And then we're going to be that much closer. But I'm looking at getting him in the mail on next Monday to my mold maker. So hopefully we'll be seeing the prints pretty fast. Well, actually, you will see, the next time you see the prints after this video will be when I get him back from my mold maker. So that won't be till sometime probably in December. So you will see, I will show a blank of him with his eye set, and that's it. And I just can't wait. Like I get excited about a lot of my work, but to me this one is just like, so super exciting for me. You know, certainly the subject of this beautiful boy, and I'm presenting him in such a grand, unique way. I just can't wait for you guys. I can't wait for you guys to see. But yeah, you'll see him again as a blank. And then when you see him in January, and we haven't decided on the date yet, when you see him again, he will be in full splendor in my Facebook Live. And I'm also going to be putting that video on YouTube, which is going to be something. I've already gathered up all of his goodies. I've gotten everything in, waiting for a couple more custom things to be made. And it's going to be something to behold. I'm trying to do something that I'm pretty sure has never been seen in the doll world before. So I hope you're going to tune in and follow. You're going to want to see this, guys. Okay? I think that's all we're going to do today. And I'd like you to share, subscribe to my channel, tell all your friends, tell your mama to come check it out. And oh, another thing that I'm doing, guys, I will be I'll be doing my giveaways. I love giveaways. A lot of you know I do giveaways. At my private event, my party I had in July, I literally gave away, guys, 2 full body silicone sleeping babies. 2, not 1, 2. Okay, so okay, we're not gonna be giving away full body silicones for my YouTube contest. But I think I'm gonna start it with my little little mass-produced little girls. They're about 12 inches, about 12 inches long, and it's basically a really soft, little soft vinyl. It feels like silicone, but it's like a really super soft vinyl that I will be gifting to the winner. And the first contest is going to be a caption this contest. So I'm going to be posting a picture, and you guys will caption. You will caption. I will have a caption up, and you guys will tell me. I will actually. It'll be sealed. You will not see. I will have already chosen what the caption is. So you got to get real creative. And whoever is the first to guess what my caption says, you will win this little giveaway. and it will go to, I guess we're going to do the first 100 people, and we'll find a way to weed it out. But whoever wins the little mini baby, you are responsible for paying the shipping for this item. It's just a little doll, so it won't cost a lot. So you would be responsible for the shipping of the item. But yeah, it's gonna be fun, and we'll just do a series of these, and as we continue, we'll just go. The prizes will just get a little bit bigger. I can't help myself, okay? So, but thank you for being here, and I look forward to you seeing the prince when he is all cast in silicone, and we'll see you then, okay? Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.